Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Translate question and answer in English for the approach to translation final exam. Question is number 1. Explain the difference between translation product and translation process. Give an example of each based on your personal experience during this course. My answer is the difference between a translation product and a translation process lies in the outcome and the step involved in translation. A translation product is the final translated text that has been complete. A translation process refers to the step a translation takes while working on a translation text. Personal experience example: when I translate a short article from English to Indonesian, the product was the final Indonesia version of the article. The process includes understanding the context, looking for accurate word choice, adjusting sentence structure, and editing the final result to make it natural and clear. Question is number 3. Describe the main points of the functional theory of translation. How does this theory help you as a translator when dealing with procedural text? My answer: the functional theory, also known as Scopus theory, emphasizes that the goal or purpose scopus of the translation determines how the translation should be done. The main point: the translation should serve the purpose of the target text word for word. Translation is not always necessary. The translation has the freedom to adapt the content as long as it fits the target audience need. Application to procedural text when translating introduction such as recaps or manual. I make the instruction clearer and more accessible for Indonesian readers. This theory helped me focus on the usefulness and clarity of the instruction, not just literal accuracy. Question is number 4. What is translation shift? Identify the explain at least two types of shift that commonly occur when translating from English to Indonesia. Uh, my answer, a translation shift a change that occurs during the translation from the source language to the target language due to grammatical or cultural difference to common types. Structural shift. This happen this happens when the sentence structure changes. Example: he gave me a book. The translation, dia memberikan saya sebuah buku. A shift in structure due to different word order and verb usage. Class shift. This happens when a word changes its grammatical class. Example: she is beautiful. Translate: kecantikannya luar biasa. Adjektifnya beautiful. Becomes a noun kecantikan. Question is number 5. Define equivalence at word level and equivalence above word level. Provide examples from any text you've translated and explain your reasoning. My answer: equivalence at word level is when you find a direct word for word equivalent between two languages. Example: books, translate buku. Equivalence above word level happens when phrases, idioms, or experience require interpretation beyond individual word. Example, kick the bucket, translate meninggal dunia. Literal translation, menendang ember, would be confusing and meaningless. From my translation experience, I educated and quoted many idioms and had to find experience in Indonesia that conveyed the same meaning, not just the same word. Question is number 8. Explain what contonation means in translation. Provide an example where literal translation failed to capture the right connotation in Indonesia. My answer: connotation refers to the emotional or cultural meaning behind a word beyond its dictionary definition. Example, the English he is a rat. Literal translation, dia adalah seekor tikus. This failed to capture the implied meaning of betrayal. Better translation, dia adalah seorang pengkhianat. This version communicates the true connotation in Indonesia. A literal translation would confuse the audience or change the message completely. If you like, I can help you turn this into a script for your video presentation. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you everyone.